Ravara. She's going to be talking about, novel predatory and carnivorous behavior by California ground squirrels. Please, Tia.
Thank you. My name is Tia Ravara. I go to the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. I am majoring in biology and minoring in geology. Today, I am talking about vole hunting, the novel predatory and carnivorous behavior by the California ground squirrel. This research has been done by a number of students, and it's been done by, it's a long-term study that's been going over for 12 years. The main authors are me, Joey, Mackenzie, Ella, Mari, Jada, Lupin, Lucy, Sonia, and Dr. Jennifer Smith. So I was talking about how this was a long-term field study. So this field study was done in Briones Regional Park. Our team name is called Team Squirrel, hence we work with squirrels. We have been doing this for 12 years. The last 2 years, I've traveled to California to carry out this research with the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. We are also in partnership with the University of California at Davis. The person in charge of this research study is Dr. Jennifer Smith, who is in association with the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, and Dr. Sonia Wild is in charge of the UC Davis portion. So in order to carry out this study, we live track the California ground squirrels, and then we mark each individual, tag them, and mark them on their backs and have ear tags. We then release them back into the wild. We also take observations on their foraging patterns, predator-prey interactions, as well as their social data. And if you know ground squirrels, you think of them dieting on mostly seeds and grasses, and I'm sure you've seen them foraging just like this, eating their little nuts and seeds in their mouths. However, in the 12th year of the study, this past summer in 2024, we found that the California ground squirrel was eating voles. And so this was a novel thing that has happened this past year. And so we were like, what is happening? This has never been seen. We've done over 2,000 observations over a total of 12 years. And we were confused as to why this was happening. And we were seeing it both in adults and juveniles. So what are these California voles? They are a type of rodent that is prevalent throughout California. They live in burrows in different woodland areas and grasslands areas. And this past year, we found that there was a change in behavior. So we collected data from iNaturalist, which is a application that anyone can upload data to, and they saw that there was a significant increase in the number of monthly reports in the year of 2024. And so this evidence of seeing adult squirrels and juveniles eating these voles, we wanted to see, was there a difference between adults, juveniles, male and female. So we compiled a list of individuals that we have gathered from the list of squirrels that we found over the 2024 season, and we found that there was independence between age and sex, and essentially vole hunting, all of the squirrels were doing it. So now we're going to analyze the first video evidence of the squirrel hunting a vole. So the video is a little shaky, so bear with me. All right, a little unusual for this squirrel. All right, so let's break it down. I want you guys to grab your piece of paper that was handed out to you for the evaluations, and I want you to write down a few things. the time right now. It is 10:20. I'll let you guys write that down. Alright, so the different behaviors that we just saw, I created an ethogram to describe each of the behaviors during a specific activity. So we collected a list of these behaviors. So I want you guys to write down stalk, chase, pounce, bite, shake, drop, carry, consume. You don't have to write the whole word. You could just write like an acronym or something that you know to say that specific behavior. So for stalking, a squirrel is vigilantly watching a vole, staying low to the ground. A chase is where the squirrel is running and trying to pursue the vole. A pounce is when the squirrel is trying to grab onto the vole with their forepaws. A bite is when they have their mouth and they're restraining the vole in their mouth. Bite shake is when they are moving side to side with their mouth, kind of like what you would see a dog doing when biting a toy. A drop is when they release the vole onto the ground from their mouth. A carry is when they have a vole in their mouth and run to another location. And then consuming, I'm sure all of you have consumed food before and can figure that out. All right, so now we are going to use the ethogram that you just wrote down on your evaluations and put a check mark for whenever I say that specific behavior. Chase, bite, pounce, bite, shake, carry, drop, carry. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Fast.
Most of it, yeah.
All right, so the name of that, oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. All right, so you have a list of the behaviors and the name of that squirrel is bow tie. And so now you should have a check mark wherever these ones are. So ones represent that it did happen and 0 represent that it did not happen. And so I did this for each of the individuals that we collected that exhibited a hunting behavior. And came up with this graph. So we found 31 different hunting behaviors exhibited by the California ground squirrel. And we found that they usually chase, pounce, bite, carry, and eat the squirrel during a hunt. All right, so we wanted to know, has this been seen in any other literature? And this was found in a European ground squirrel where they hunted and killed and ate a Eurasian tree sparrow. So this has been found in, or predation has been seen in different ground squirrels. However, we did not find any literature done on the California ground squirrel. So now, what was known of the diet of the California ground squirrel? Previous literature has been submitted and published that California ground squirrels are opportunistic feeders, and their diet mainly consists of grasses and seeds. They'll mainly consume plant parts, and on occasion, they'll eat animal prey and carcasses. They do exhibit infanticide, where they'll eat their young, On rare occasions, they have been seen killing snakes, gophers, and rats, and scavenging on available meat. In captivity, a squirrel has been seen eating a blotched lizard. So why are these squirrels eating voles? We can't confidently say why these squirrels are eating voles. We can only assume. Since there was an uptick in California voles, there may have been, that may have been the reason why these squirrels were exhibiting these behaviors. Unfortunately, we can't go underground into their burrows. We are unfortunately a little too big to get in the ground in the burrows. So it is up to the squirrel to continue this behavior on, and we'll see what happens in the future. So what now? On December 18, 2024, we published our article to the Journal of Ethology, and it was published. you can scan the QR code right here to read the research article and kind of learn more about the research that we have done during this summer. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the Ronald E. McNair program for funding me for this last year. It wouldn't have been possible without them. And I would also like to thank the amazing students that have been done, that have carried out this research, as well as UC Davis and UW. And here are my references. And are there any questions? Yeah, of course. Yes.
You mentioned on rare occasion, these squirrels have been seen killing snakes. My question is, these snakes that are being killed, do they eat squirrels or do they eat smaller creatures?
So the rattlesnake has been seen to eat smaller, like juveniles or even like infants of squirrels, or pups, as we call them, and they aren't usually going to be eating the adults. So adult California ground squirrels, they have a tolerance to the rattlesnake bite, so they cannot be killed because of evolutionary traits that they have exhibited over the years. And so you'll see them ganging up on rattlesnakes and wagging their tails to kind of move the rattlesnake away from their burrows. But the gopher snakes are not predators of the California ground squirrel. Yes.
I have a question. So, have you guys thought about maybe using video cameras, almost like a GoPro to show the squirrels going down the burrow, or maybe I don't even know if that's a lot of ethics and stuff. But have you guys thought about using cameras?
We have in the past tried to do cameras, however it's really hard because of money situation. So the original project was done at Mills College, and it was a smaller university in Oakland, California, and I don't think we had the funding to produce that research underground with small cameras.
Okay.
You had a question?
Yes. So when you break down the behavior, they typically start with chasing. Most of them they don't go for stalking. So is it because you also mentioned the number of that particular species of rodents has increased significantly? So they don't have to find them. It's like they look at them and it's just chasing. So what are your thoughts on that?
On like why we chose stalking as a behavior?
No, they are not stalking. They're simply going for the second step, like chasing.
So are you saying sorry, I'm just trying to figure out your question. Why?
Generally, they have to be ready, mark their prey, and then go for it, right?
Yes.
In this case, stalking is not seen much often.
Yes.
So why is that?
Probably because you said that they are more readily available. So we did have I think 1 or 2 instances of them stalking, staying low to the ground before starting the